What is this thing? Which car did this belong to? Let's wipe it down a little. I'm definitely sure it's not from this car. What an interesting dashboard. We should keep it here and adapt it to all the sensors. It would be cool. It has so many old retro lamps here. I think it's from the 70s. And look, this is an icon with doors. It's definitely from a boss, but I have no clue which one. But it doesn't matter. Here is everything we need. However, I'm not sure about the speedometer, because I bet it was designed for different output RPM from the gearbox. Maybe I will come up with some sort of reducer or something like that. It's coming off, just a few old wires are holding it. Would you look at that? The glove box is made out of cardboard. I have never seen such a technical solution. This is unique. You won't find such weight-reducing technology even in a Tesla. But other than that, everything else is alright. As for how it looks, it just needs cockpit polish spray and it will shine almost like new. Nah, just kidding. It's sarcasm. Oh, be careful. This wiper assembly is about to fall apart. It's not from the factory, so we need to improve it to a working state or rebuild it from scratch. And as for the entire structure, I would say I like it. It looks quite rigid. Here is the pedal assembly connected to this bar, making it even stiffer. Now I'm working on a simple thing, stripping down all the unnecessary parts from the car, though we've been doing nothing but this for the last 4 episodes. Anyway, this car has a lot of obsolete technologies, and by removing them we make this car simpler and clean the space for more modern solutions. This seems like an electrical output for your wife's hairdryer, doesn't it? It's a nice feature to plug in an external lamp, but we won't be needing it. I'm not saying we need a clean look engine bay, but we just want to keep it as simple as possible. You may not believe me, but I hate working with harnesses. This is the situation when I want to toss out every single wire and make it from scratch with my own design. These wires are so messed up that they are no longer salvageable. Just look at these old relays. My father was probably still in school when these were manufactured. You know, this kind of work is much more interesting than cleaning a disgusting gearbox like I was doing in the previous episode. I wouldn't wish that kind of work on anyone, especially with only half a liter of gasoline and one brush. Believe it or not, but I have never seen a pedal assembly that would be easy to work with. It's always a pain in the knee or in the elbow. Basically, on every car you need to twist like an earthworm to unscrew all the bolts. And even here it's not as easy as I expected, considering it has much more room to work with. What can be creepier than a worn-out U-joint, and what can be worse than its repair? I don't really want this particular kind of work, but who cares? It's covered with infinite layers of rust, but hey, how should an old regular U-joint look if not like this? I was clever, so I heated up these places a little so the rust loosened up, and now I'll be disassembling it the way you shouldn't do it. Please use special tools for this kind of task. Here I have a ring which should help me push one of the caps out. With gentle hammer knocks we ask it to disassemble into parts. It goes quite slowly, but it goes. Oh, I figured out what it needs. It needs some penetration of lubrication. We decided to refresh the engine bay a little because the refreshed engine is going to be installed here, so we can't leave it like this. We don't know what was happening here before. There are a lot of questions. Why are there so many holes here? And we can see some traces of previous quick fixes. Maybe this big hole here is for hot air from the engine to keep the front left wheel warm in winter. So we decided to use similar methods here and fix some big problems with metal patches. This piece of metal is from an Audi 100 C2 from 1983 and it will serve this car for another 40 years easily. Very thick metal, maybe it's even zinc treated, we want to believe. We could slap a rag on here and call it good enough to drive, but we don't work like that. We do everything properly, but temporarily. The rag solution would be permanent, but this metal patch is temporary. To understand this car for a bit, and then we will transform its body substantially. There are a lot of technical holes here and there, and it's not quite clear which one serves what purpose. Okay, this was a gasoline heater for the interior, but other simple holes and threaded holes don't make sense to us at this point. Well, that's a whole different story. It's nice to look at, even without these scratched safety glasses. Now this car is going to get its first professional paint work in the last 30 years. This is the first time we do something enjoyable with this car. We make it slightly nicer. The metal is prepared for painting, so we can start. I'm going to adjust the pressure because 8 bar is too much. And the paint is too thick. Let's add some thinner. Don't think this is real paint, no, it's just the cheapest paint for fences. It will be sufficient for now just to look better and prevent rust from spreading. It is said that if you paint an old gearbox yellow, you will get the 5th gear, and sometimes there is an option to get even the self-locking diff. Let's check, because the valve covers, which I painted red, have already given plus 500 to the idle stability and minus 300 points to consumption. And the yellow color in wild nature means danger. If we are being serious, we do this only with a practical purpose. It reduces corrosion on these magnesium parts and dirt won't stick as hard to the surface. This episode is quite short, but it's because we haven't finished working with the brakes. They're almost finished and they look beautiful. So that's how the piston turns. See you in the next episode.